brand new challenge. And the competitors have two 2-minute slots to take on each boulder. After boulder 3, the field is cut, leaving those in good contention for a podium spot to take on boulder 4. It is simple. Our amazing athletes take on these 4 boulders and the most points wins. Sounds easy, it's not, but that's why we love it. Well, there you go. Hopefully that's given you an idea of the rules here tonight. A bit of a different format from usual IFSC competitions, but don't worry, we will take you through all the intricacies of that. Now, I'm joined in the commentary box by Noah. Noah, look, you're a new face to many people on the circuit, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm actually the head coach for Team Guam, and I was here in NEOM with one of my athletes, and actually I competed here as well. So this was a fantastic opportunity. It's a beautiful space. Coming from Guam, small Pacific island, so, you know, it's a long way here, but a beautiful change up and a beautiful venue.
Exactly. Well, we are watching now some highlights from earlier on this morning, the qualification round. There's no semi-final in this format, and some easy boulders and some more tricky ones. It's kind of a qualification of 2 halves, I think. 2 opening boulders, which were pretty easy, and 2 which were very hard at the end.
Yes, it definitely ramped up by those last 2.
Exactly, and 6 of these athletes have made it through. And as Noah was saying, he's from Guam, and there are lots of countries that we don't normally see competing at this level, which is really lovely because it's giving everyone a chance to compete on world-class boulders.
Exactly, and they get an eye in the international view, which is kind of fun for them.
Indeed, and this lady there, Agnese, she was technically, and is technically, a speed climber, but she decided to compete in Boulder and made it through to the final in a fantastic position. One to watch here tonight, and certainly the story of this afternoon and this morning's qualification round. Well, let's have a little look at our starting list, shall we? As I said, 6 athletes have got through to this stage. Evangelina, I can't speak, in the last position from Canada, then Genya, last year's champion, Mao Nakamura, the Japanese superstar, Agnese, as I said, speed climber, Margarita from Kazakhstan, and Agat Kale, who is on form at the moment and qualifies in the first place, so she will climb last. Noah, look, obviously, Agnese then, the surprise, I think we can safely say.
Oh yes, indeed, and actually Briggs as well. I don't think I've seen her in a finals before, so.
No, she hasn't. She's very young, just 18. She was in Seoul where she was 39th, so she's kind of in the top 50. But yeah, as you say, a real step up here, and what I think is her first senior finals, so very cool for her.
It was a fantastic opportunity for her.
Exactly. Okay, well, the start of the competition is exactly as you'd normally expect. We're going to introduce you to the athletes. They're going to look at the routes themselves, but there are some changes in regards to the routes. And there she is, Evangelina, walking onto the stage. A little confused, as you would be for your first final.
First one, yes.
And I think a little bit nervous. I was watching her around the camp, headphones on, trying to keep in her zone.
Those bright lights shining in her face, you can see it's new for her. So.
It is intense, but this lady here is no stranger to this level of competition. Genya Kazbekova climbed in the Olympics recently. New henna tattoo, not real tattoo, I did ask about it, but it's she's out here to try to defend her title.
And she climbed very well.
I would agree with you. Super climbing from her earlier on, saving some skin for tonight, of course. And then next, well, we're going to see Mao Nakamura come out. Her teammate Sota Amagasa climbed last night. And Mao is one of the most psyched women in climbing.
100%, always smiling. Very nice.
She always makes me want to go climbing. There's Mao, and she's out on the stage here tonight, coming in halfway through this finals position. And the lady everyone's talking about, Agnese, is up next. Now, she is a very good boulder and lead climber, don't get me wrong. I think she was knocking around the national team in terms of doing that, but decided to dedicate herself to speed climbing, turned up in the desert, thought she'd go bouldering, and what an amazing story.
Yeah, she did really well, was very strong in those qualies.
Yeah, her topping boulder 3 was the highlight of that qualification round for me. It changed the whole leaderboard. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and I believe we both tried that boulder. It was a tricky jump out there, so.
It was, yeah, I had a go at it. Didn't try it for very long, though. I didn't want to break myself. Margarita up next from Kazakhstan. She climbed well as well. She does it all, speed, boulder, and lead. So another one who's a multidisciplined athlete.
That's incredibly difficult. Very impressive.
Agreed. Different muscles needed there. And then finally, the lady who qualified in first place for tonight. She was brilliant at the European Champs recently. She's made multiple finals, and it's fantastic to have Agathe climbing last here tonight. She was 6th in Seoul, so literally coming off the back of her finals, 3rd in Villars. I wouldn't be betting against her right now.
Probably not. Mao is definitely strong, though, so she may come out of nowhere, and Agnes has shown her stuff, so.
Right. Well, the women now will have a look at the boulders themselves, the observation period, we call it. And it's an interesting format, this, because the athletes actually get to see these boulders before they climb them. There's a video that's sent around, so they do know what they're looking at. But, of course, touching the boulder is different from just looking at a video.
Yeah. Those setters can be very strong. It's deceptive sometimes.
Yes, it can be indeed, and it's not the hardest start, I don't think. A slab to begin with. Do you like starting on a slab boulder yourself?
I hate starting on a slab boulder. Slab is not my style, but hopefully some of these women will cruise through this.
All right, well, what we're going to have a look at is a 3D render of this boulder. Our team's been working hard behind the scenes, so we can zoom in and have a look at all the angles that are on offer on this climb. So that is our wall itself. You see our picture-in-picture of the athletes still watching. It's down on the far left-hand side of the wall where the white holds are. And you can see the boulders don't necessarily follow an order. It's up to the route setters to decide. But this 20-meter mini version of the Titan wall, allowing them lots of different opportunities in terms of angles. On the right, 65 degrees, so very, very steep, moving into 35, 30, and as we progress down, it's down to 15 and then 0 at the end. And on the left is where we're going to start things off with this white boulder. So you begin where those green lines are. Each line indicates a hold. You traverse over to the right towards a zone, which is worth 10 points. And if you top the boulder out, you get 30 points. However, the athletes will get -1 for each failed attempt to a scoring zone, as we explained in that video, but it's a different rule, so I just thought I'd go over it again. The highest score after the first 3 boulders will progress to boulder number 4. So, Noah, that out of the way, as a climber, looking at this boulder, where do you think the tricky bits are going to be?
Oh, goodness. You know, it looks like the transition, getting the foot onto that tiny little foot jib that's kind of blocked by that zone hold might be a little bit difficult. But who knows? They may be very good at that.
Yeah, when I read it with the setters, and we'll see that later on, there is quite a large press up to that final hold. So it is a stretchy one. And, of course, easy to pop a foot off that small jib. Right, the athletes now go all the way to the right. And all the way down to the right-hand side, where it's 65 degrees overhanging. And then they will traverse over to the left. Now, we've done another 3D render of this boulder as well. So let's have a look at the angles and holds on the walls, shall we? Well, there it is, as I said, 65 degrees through that roof. You start low on the right, you go out underneath the roof, hit the zone just on the lip. Yellow holds after that, and then the top to come. And the top is a bit of a pocket hold, and it's a balancing. Although that foot, Noah, down on the left is big, you're being pushed back by the wall. Yes,
and it's a press, it looks like, with that big yellow hold right there, so that may be difficult.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's going to be very, very tricky, that, as a top.
And that last hold, is that dual text?
I don't know. I think realistically the pocket bit in the middle is the only bit you want to get. Yeah. I don't think it's one of those you can get fingertips on the bottom, but I may be wrong. Okay. Yeah. The setters kind of popped for it the last minute.
Gotcha. Oh, it is. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. Right there, yeah. But I think that kind of tells you what they want you to do, which is to come into the pocket. Yeah, so that is boulder number 2. 35 seconds. The athletes are allowed to touch the first couple of holds, but no more after that. And now, what do you think of this video format? Because it is new. Do you like it? What's the general feeling within the athletes about it?
You know, when you change things that have already been set in stone, kind of, it's always a little bit funky. But I do like the 2-minute format. Gives people like 2 chances, kind of, on that first one, and then you know, give you a little rest break, and then you can have another 2 chances. So.
Yeah, and it changes, and we saw it last night because the athletes can watch each other's attempts. And we saw, you know, a few athletes coming to the front of the stage, checking out how everyone was doing it. And it's an interesting psychological one because you can you could take someone's beater, but it might not work for you, or you just stick with your own beater. It's interesting to watch.
Yeah, and you could end up a whole 2 minutes behind someone else, which might add a little bit of stress.
That's a very good point, yes. Of course, you get it done in the first 2 minutes, you get another 2 minutes to rest, which is ideal. Right, we move down to the centre of the wall for boulder number 3. It's a long one, this, and involves many spins along the way. Spin down at the bottom, another kind of spin in the middle, and then some pretty tricky moves. Let's have a look at the 3D render of this boulder. We saw a gap there spinning on our camera angle. So starting down there, the first spin is here onto that yellow boulder, second spin around there, and then some pretty tricky moves and a big old pop to the top, which is a little blind underneath for that 30 points. Now, this is a spectacular climb, I think.
It looks very spectacular, and those spins are going to be fun to watch.
Yes, they are, but of course spins, you can see a gat just spinning in space. I'm loving watching that down at the bottom right. But the best thing about spin boulders is you can tend to break the spin. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, we'll see who decides to go face first the whole way. That'll be interesting.
Exactly. Well, Agnesi is having a long look. Agat has chalk all over her face, and then Mao is also nodding along, jumping a little bit. There is a fun atmosphere here, isn't there?
Yeah, very laid back. Enjoy it.
Angelina there, looking focused as she always has done, just trying to stay in her zone, figure out. Doesn't really talk to many of the other athletes yet. And some of that is kind of inexperience, maybe. I think she maybe wants to perhaps have a little chat with them to find out what they're doing, but some athletes, maybe not.
And they did get that video earlier, so she might think like she has a good idea of what she wants to do already. So who knows?
Right, well, 10 seconds to go. One final look for the athletes. They all stand back, taking it in. And then the last climb, and we move down. Now, not every athlete will get a chance to climb on this. Theoretically, we take just 3 into the final boulder, although last night we took some more because of draws. But I would imagine this is the hardest of the lot, this thing.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some separation here. It's a very dynamic problem, so.
Yeah, it is a dynamic problem. You come up to a sort of, the first dish there, and we'll see this in our 3D in a render in a minute, but there's basically 2 kind of swingy moves between pockets, the second one being better. But let's have a look at our 3D render, shall we, of this wall. So right in the center, as I say, starting down in a crouched position. You come to that dish, which isn't great, that dish, which is good but hard to get to, a big move to a block crimp off a bad foot, and then another sort of yarding up on a crimp to get to the final hold. You need a bit of everything on this, including finger strength. Yeah,
and you're moving actually quite a long distance with only very few holds on the wall, so they'll be moving and grooving on that.
Exactly, and with a blocked crimp, of course. I mean, look, you're a setter. Why do you put blocked crimps on the wall?
Oh, just to cause a little bit of pain to the climbers, you know? No, if they require a little bit more precision, maybe you want something static instead of dynamic, so it'd be for many reasons.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I guess you have to be more accurate if it is blocked, and that's harder if it's far away as well.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
All right, well, that's the challenge they have ahead of them. Agnesi just pointing out that middle section of the wall there.
They do also have jackets on. Even though we're in the desert, it's really cold right now. So
yeah, let's talk about conditions, shall we? We love a bit of this. Yes, it's cold. I mean, I've got a down jacket on. I'm not wearing it yet. There's a bit of a breeze, and it's very dry as well.
Very dry.
Which is unusual, because usually I seem to be talking about humidity all the time, but it's the opposite here.
Yeah, we've had some climbers with cracking around their fingernails and such, so getting some more bleeding than usual.
Yeah, very different conditions here. The dust as well hasn't really caused too much of a problem. It's kind of been stamped down a lot, but it can blow when the wind's particularly savage.
Oh, you didn't catch the sandstorm yesterday?
Not a big one, no. It was around, but not quite. Right, the athletes will leave the stage, which signals that it's almost time to get cracking here in the desert. So as we said, a bit of a different format. So we've explained most of the rules, the athletes having seen a video of the boulder, and it's split into 2 2-minute rounds. The first 2 minutes is a bit of a sighter, you try some things out. You then leave if you don't climb it, chat to some people, maybe watch some others climbing, and then you come back and have another go. And it is fascinating, the tactics the athletes use here. So I'm going to put pressure on you, Noah. Any favourites out of this 6? Who do you think might who do you think might be near the podium?
Oh my goodness. Agathe has a good track record. Agnes, I think she might pull it out somehow. And then you always have to vote for Mao. She's so psyched and so strong. So.
Yes, exactly. Then of course we have got the defending champion,
and
Jenya,
we have
in there.
Jenya, yes, and she could totally be up there too. So you never know. It's hard to tell.
Exactly. Well, our DJ is dropping a tune. This is backstage. Now, this is the area we don't normally see. There's a warm-up wall over there. There's the athlete facilities, tea, coffee, water, all the rest. A rather brutal warm-up wall. I had to play on it earlier. I've got no skin left. It's hard. And the athletes will just warm up here and get themselves ready. And in a second, we are going to watch Boulder #1. And we've got something planned for you here because I spent some time with the route setter who told me about the boulder. So let's check out Boulder #1 and I'll tell you some secrets. Time for the women's finals. 4 hard boulders ahead of us. Boulder #1 is a slab. Not too difficult at the start, but it's the end that's going to be savage. Right foot on a difficult crimp, left foot sort of smearing, reach up to the final hold. That's where we're going to see some falls. Well, there we go. As I said, the final hold, and Noah spotted it as well. That's where the setters are expecting some falls. The beginning should be okay for most of these athletes. So, Evangelina waiting in the wings. And I do wonder whether this is nerves she's displaying or this is just a game face. I'm not sure yet.
She does seem to be a little bit more serious than the other climbers.
From Canada, let's see if she can get some points on the board here. 2 minutes have started. So it's ticking down.
She did fly up that qualies slab quite easily, didn't she?
Yes, exactly. Well, there is our clock down bottom right, 1 minute 40, so she's already used 20 seconds of time, and this is where this 2 minute thing catches me unawares, because it goes so fast.
And that right hand that she's pressing off of is the dual tech side, actually.
Yeah, it's not nice. She latches the first sloper. Chalking up, spilling chalk everywhere as she goes. Bumping that right foot on the no-tech's risky. It's quite a big kick. She is taking her time here. Good grip strength as she makes this transition. And that crimp, you were right, very blocked here, hard to see.
Nicely pulling through, super strong.
But a minute goes already, but she's coming close, wants a drop knee up high. She wants to match that foot to where her hand is.
That's a very flexible move, isn't it?
It is. And that right foot can't move now. She's trying to put a toe in. But at some point, she's going to have to release the safety of that right hand. Fingertip one on. She's got to match it with 2 hands and show control. I think she will, and yes.
Very nice.
Job done.
That'll take some of the stress off.
I think so too, yes. And I think some of that expression we're seeing is just, you know, settling into it, you know. And fair play, like, you should have to fight for stuff like this. And that was a brilliant fight from her. She was very calm throughout as well. Really took her time, didn't rush.
Yeah, seemed very settled in it.
And once she got that right foot on, it just seemed to stick to the crimp. And she, as you said, pushed away from that left sloper, found the right. I thought she was going to struggle removing that right hand for a moment at the top.
It looks like getting that foot up was very difficult for her, actually. Kind of went with a ballerina toe instead.
That's a good way to describe it. Yeah, I like that. Yes, if you're new to the game, climbing shoes have rubber across the front of the shoe, and that allows you to stick moves like that more easily. So, next athlete will be Jenya Kazbekova, who is waiting in the wings now, looking very relaxed. She's been on the literal biggest of climbing stages, so I don't think this is going to faze her in terms of pressure, but she would like to win again after last year. You can almost see her controlling her heartbeat. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was this moment where she just calmed herself.
Yeah, it looks like she can get in the zone, which is really important, especially in a finals. And with only 2 minutes.
That's not a lot of time here. She works those hands upwards. Little adjustment with the feet now. And this is really smooth stuff from Jenya.
Ooh, very flexible there with that move.
Yeah, no problem for Jenya. Comes back over. Easy stuff. And she climbs down. And that's a quick work, as I would have put a lot of money on her doing.
And less than a minute there. Impressive. Yeah,
so the athletes obviously don't use that second 2 minutes if they top the boulder. So all of the first 2 women here will just have more time to rest.
So some women may be climbing on problem 2 while others are still on problem 1?
We kind of rotated in,
okay.
So it won't be a double. So Jenya working her way through. This is the replay. And you can see, by the way, the score down in the bottom left. As well as her personal stats, we get her score. And then the yellow box fills all the way up for a top halfway if she just gets a zone. Job done for Jenya. Next up and waiting in the wings will be Mao.
This is looking like a nice intro boulder for the women.
Yes, and I think that's kind of been the theme throughout this comp, actually. Boulder number 1 tends to be pretty doable, and then it ramps up in difficulty after that.
Yeah, that happened to the qualies. It was very obvious there with that ramp up.
Here goes Mao, stretching out and palming off the no-tex. 5 foot. You can hear the gambare from the coach down at the front there.
One of our shorter athletes on this problem?
Yeah, she is. Let me just grab the stats for you, sir. 156 centimeters. That's how tall she is. I'm looking good at the moment. Trusting that right foot. Finds the left. And usually the stretch is tricky for her here, but she makes it work. Yeah, she was way more extended than Jenya was.
Yeah, fully stretched out there.
Well, job done on this climb. And Noah, how do you find it? If you get lots of people flashing a boulder, does that increase your sort of pressure levels if you know you have to flash it?
Of course, of course. Don't want to make a small mistake and come off. Be the only person with a fall on it. But at the same time, sometimes that pressure is good. Helps you to perform.
And how do you deal with the pressure? Like, what do you do personally in order to sort of like cope with it?
You know, I don't have too much competition experience actually, so a lot of the athletes who I train and coach in Guam, I tell them that it's, you know, it's just good to think back on the problem that you were working on and then address whatever you think the main issue was and go back at it. Don't think too much about the other people competing against you.
Good advice, I think. Right, Agnese is in the wings here waiting. The speed climber turned boulderer, the star of qualification, but can she continue this form? Because there is a lot of eyes on her right now. She really enjoyed the more dynamic boulders later on in the qualification round, so I just wonder how good she'll be on a slab here. High left foot. She stands up. So far, so good. Trusting that no-tex. She hasn't stood on no-tex for a while, I'd imagine.
Yeah, maybe that should be introduced into the speed routes.
Oh, God, don't say that. I actually might do it. Now, I wouldn't be adverse to that, to be honest.
That could be interesting.
That could be interesting. I think they might hate me for it. She works her way up. Careful, careful. Brings a knee into play briefly as she finds the left foot. Stretches up. Oh, it's a long way, isn't it? Matches, control. Good work from her.
Looked a little worried there at the top.
She did. There was a shake, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The Risa shake, so she kind of kicked her foot back in. There's some speed climbers who'll be competing tomorrow, by the way. We kick things off at 5 p.m. Saudi Arabian time, which I think is 3 hours ahead of Central European time. That's tomorrow. And the finals will come after that. Yeah, this was the moment you were talking about, this little shake she had near the top. For a second, I thought she was going to overbalance backwards.
Yeah, she did that a little bit differently, almost compressing those two holds.
Yeah, good point. And this was the little shake that she had. Shut her eyes, found the balancing point, made the match. Good stuff.
So that's a flash for every athlete so far.
Yep, and we can see that reflected in the scoreboard here. So 30s for everyone. Agnieszka ahead due to count back. She qualified in a higher position. That's how that's decided. But we did see yesterday that countback doesn't count in terms of bringing people through to Boulder 4. So if there's draws, they'll go anyway. Margarita up next. She's in the focused face category camp here. Climbed really well in qualifying as well. Her teammates only just missed out on a finals place as well.
Yes, and I don't think I've seen her in a Boulder finals. So.
Boulder finals, no. I mean, I'm gonna have to look myself here because, yeah, she hasn't competed at a World Cup. She was in the World Champs where she was 69th in Boulder.
Okay.
That was her last pure Boulder comp, was back then, and then she's done quite a few sort of Asian qualifiers along the way. And good results there, top 20. So she's got some quality here. That's very stretched out though. For the first time we see an athlete falter. I think she just read that quite wrong. If I'm being right, if I'm being honest. I think she needs to move some feet before she does that stretch.
That looked like a long reach for her. I think she's got it.
And she did an amazing heel hook in qualification. She broke a boulder brilliantly. So here we go again, pushing. That's better from her, much better. There we go, just that little adjustment, but she's still got to bring the right foot in. Oh, that's some strength to hold that.
Goodness.
Oh, that human flag to hold the position.
And you know, that dual text may have been the issue. I think if that had been a full text hold, she may have been able to stick that with her foot.
Yep. See, you route setters are mean people. We really are. Right, she's got 27 seconds, and this could be our first time we'll get a repeat of a boulder here. And she will, of course, be allowed to watch the last, watch a GAT climb this boulder if she wants. 10 seconds, she's going to get timed out. She'd maybe like to get a zone here. Human flags it across, but no, it doesn't work. And you've got to say, she needs that thinking time. I don't think she's close yet. Yeah,
some beta from Agat might be helpful for her. Yeah, deciding to walk off?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you might have to leave and then re-enter if you want to come and have a look. The athletes have been going to those bean bags underneath the speed wall to watch the others. Well, let's see this. This was one of the times that she made the left hand hit the sloper, and that was the human flag she just couldn't quite hold.
Looks like getting that hand-foot match might be more difficult than we thought.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, let's see how Agat does it, shall we? But she's waiting. There she is. Qualifying in first position for tonight's finals, so we'll climb last. Onto the mats. Teammate Manu Cornu, I won't give it away, but he did okay last night, and he's been supporting her throughout today. Looking Team Frat to do some good things. It's very hard not to give this away. I actually said earlier on I would give it away, because I thought by then people should know, but I won't for now.
It was a showstopper. It's very nice.
But you have until the end of the competition, then I'm going to give it away, everyone, okay? So you can check the results. Agat, wow, just muscling her way across there. It wasn't the smoothest, but she just battled the fall all the way really nicely.
Oh, using the knee on that hold.
Love a bit of a knee. Stretches up. She's a long way from this, though. That left foot, I don't think is the best position, but wow.
Nicely done.
Well, Agat, yeah, I think her face says it all there. She, it wasn't the smoothest I've seen on that boulder, but she got it done, and who cares? All right, she will walk. Now, Margarita won't come on immediately. We'll rotate through Boulder 2 for a while before bringing her in for her 2 minutes. But of course, the setters will brush up Boulder number 1, waiting for Margarita. Let's have a look at Agat's run, shall we? So, rocking up, brought that right foot on the no-tex. That was the first fight. The second one came after. That's the right foot on the small jib, just edging that hold, as we say, using the very edge of the climbing shoe. Bit of a wobble as she brought the left up, was very stretched out, didn't adjust her feet though, didn't need to eventually, makes the match.
And you can just see how close she has to stay into the wall to hold on to those. cheek to wall, pretty much.
Yes, exactly. I mean, in slabs, people talk about hips and positioning, but it is important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the next boulder is about to be in action here. Let's have a look at boulder number 2 and find out what the setters told me. Boulder number 2, and this is where things get physical on the steepest part of the wall. Running start into a press position, then you launch left on some pretty nasty crimps, but it's the top that's got a sting in its tail. What looks like a good foot, but it's a balancy move and a long reach once again to the final hold. There we go. So that is boulder number 2. I hadn't really mentioned the spins in that, but there are some spins throughout this boulder. We saw a gap practicing it. We saw a few of the others try this move. Evangelina moves on. Oh, sorry, it's not. What am I talking about? It's boulder number 2, isn't it? Down on the right. Yeah, spin's coming later. You can tell me if I talk rubbish now. Then it's okay. I don't confuse myself. I've just noticed our chalk bag as well. I want a gold chalk.
That is very sparkly. She did very well on the slab, so this is a little bit of a different style. Let's see how she does on this one.
Yes, it's way more physical. We saw in the 3D render 65 degrees through the middle. So very steep. Run and jump start into this press, and some pretty nasty blocked crimps to come after this. She brings the right foot smearing on the wall, puts in a toe. The video they kind of just threw for us. She does eventually too. Crowd respond to her. They know the physical move, locks in heel underneath. Kicks out the right foot into a flag. The zone beckons. That right hand though, oh, she's got a heel hook in somehow.
Oh, very nice.
Wow, she made room for it. I was wondering what she was doing, but she managed to get the heel in. Holds the zone as well. This will be points for her. Kicks out left, and she can have a bit of a breathe in a minute when she gets stood up.
That's a very flexible move from her.
Super flexible. This lady has been coming for a while on the youth scene. Canada is very proud of her, and she's pushing her way upwards here. 46 seconds on the clock. Oh, giving it everything. You've got to trust that left foot. 37 seconds now. She should be able to breathe before here now. Squat down low. That right foot might have to move a bit higher, though. She's made the adjustment now. She's got plenty of time, but she won't be able to see a clock. Here we go. She'll creep away as high as possible before popping. Up she goes. It's going to be a flash. I just applauded her in the commentary box because that was quality there.
That was.
Good work from Evangelina.
Despite seeing the videos prior, she did some different beta than we were expecting, which is very fun to see.
Absolutely. That heel to hand match she did in the middle.
That was ridiculous. Very cool.
Oh, well, this is the press up at the end, and this was the foot movement she had to adjust on. She was low down with the right toe, and then she moved it a little higher.
And that transition into that press looked difficult, having to put pressure into your foot and your left arm and get all over there. Looked very difficult.
Absolutely. And then that was the no-tex hold you were talking about earlier on. He was better in the middle. Well, good work from her. So, one flash. Zhenya up next. Keeping things calm again, steadying herself. She runs down to the far right of the wall.
A powerful climber.
Yeah, she is strong, so this swinging around on an overhang, I think she might enjoy. So, running into the starting position fine. Brings the smear up, launches into the crimp and catches it. So far, so beta video. That was a left. Now this is where she's going to make room for her heel too. Good work. I think you can see the experience from her here. She just knows she's got to climb fast. I think her chalk bag was done up there. Problematic.
Yeah, that technique is impeccable. Knows what she needs to do.
Kicks the left foot out, presses up above her head, and this is the move we saw Evangelina struggle on here. It's awkward, isn't he? Got to wrestle with it. Eyes up the top as the minute buzzer goes. Simple stuff.
That's quite a good ending hold, actually, that you go to.
Not bad, is it? You kind of sink into it quite a long way. Holds that knee briefly. Remember, she was fighting a pretty nasty knee injury throughout the Olympic process, the end of the Olympic process into the Olympics. I know she's been healing, but she'll be careful of it. We've actually seen her down climbing quite a few boulders to make sure of that recently. This was the heel in underneath. And this was the top of the boulder, kicked out left, and this was the real wrestle she had.
Yeah, you did have to wrestle that hold. It looked uncomfortable almost the whole time.
She was fast through the sections she could climb easily. Well timed. Quick work from her and a big smile on her face. Good work from Jenya here. Mao takes a deep breath, runs on, that smile never leaving her face.
Such a happy climber. I don't think I look like that out there.
No, and this is why I just like watching it. It's not the smile. I couldn't care less if she smiles or not. It's more that she makes me excited to go climbing. You know what I mean? I see her and I'm like, yes, I want to go now to a crag or
brings
to a
you
wall.
some psych.
Yeah, exactly that. Right, Mao runs up into the starting position. There is a jib, you know, or something down on the right. I don't think anyone's using it. Maybe it's just, I think it's actually just the wall chipped away. Fair enough. The setters have put something new in there. Easy on the crimps from Mao. Crosses through to the right. We missed her putting the heel to hand, but I'm guessing she did, and it ended up there. But this is where things get tricky, as we know. Kicks that left foot out. How much wrestle has Mao got in her tonight? Pushing away over. This is a real battle for her. You are head first down to the mats as well. She does slip and holds it, but not quite. Whew. That was a multi-part fall, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. A little slip, then the fall. That move requires a lot of pressing, right? A lot of your shoulder, triceps working. Something climbers don't really think to train too often.
Yes, exactly. And I kind of like that. I've seen a few things recently where an athlete's caught themselves mid-movement, and I do worry for your shoulders when that happens. But Mao luckily is okay. But only 35 seconds. She's going to go again here. Looked to almost put a knee bar in underneath for a sec, but chose differently. 27 seconds. I don't know if she's got enough time.
She'll put on the afterburners, hopefully.
She's going to have to. 20 seconds.
Yeah, she's moving quick.
Thing is, she can learn from it. Even if she doesn't get there, with 50 seconds, I'm not sure she will. At least she'll be able to build on that in the second 2 minutes.
Yes.
Falls. I think it just was a couple of seconds too little there. Still smiling though, but with a bit of a grimace on her face. She'll have to leave and go again in a couple of minutes.
So we'll be seeing Boulder 1 and 2 and 3, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see exactly the timing on this one. This was now pressing up. She really had to rush. She actually looked pretty smooth when she was going quickly.
Very smooth. I think she has it dialed now.
I think she does, yeah. I think it was just an unfortunate slip before, but the time was really against her. Okay, so let's have a look at the scores. Jenya leading the way with 60. Evangeline at 60 after that count back, of course. Then Mao with 40, so that top in a zone. Then Agat and Agnese, who haven't climbed yet, and Margarita, who still needs to climb at least to the zone of boulder number 1. So quite spread out, good separation here for the athletes. Agnese now will come on to the second boulder. I do wonder how much she's going to sacrifice in terms of skin and power for tomorrow's speed comp, you know?
I know, this was a big commitment for her prior to her main discipline.
And I wonder what the Federation would say as well. Just, by the way, you know that speed competition I went to, I happened to win the boulder. I'm sure they'd be happy.
Yeah, that'd be a fantastic thing to bring back there.
Yeah, a nightmare for the selectors at that point, though. What do you do? Anyway, that is in the future. First of all, she's going to get through these crimps.
Big throw.
But this is where she might start to struggle, because this really is a crimpy boulder. And look, she just hasn't been training crimps, you'd imagine, anyway.
Well, and she threw into that instead of getting her right foot high on the wall, which is an interesting choice.
So now gets a toe, which will allow us to take a bit of pressure off that. She'll lose that toe really quickly, and immediately does, but saves it with the left. Oh.
Three-finger dragging that hold. Very in.
I think she'll enjoy getting away from these crimps. Matches heel to hand, just. No, she's away from the crimps. So from now on, it's hers to take. And matches. Wrestling here a little bit. She'll want to kick that left leg out. Has to literally kick it out.
Coming in for the wrestle.
She's getting massive support from the crowd. I think the underdog giving everyone something to talk about as she falls. And I think she might leave it. I love how many speed climbers are watching this. It's kind of like, hey guys, remember us?
Well, to have a speed climber in the finals is fantastic.
Exactly. I think there's a lot of speed climbers who would like her to win this thing, but she's going to have to wait for that. She have to have second 2 minutes. That was the big save she made on the crimp, that three-finger drag.
Yeah, that hand-toe match looked difficult as well.
When you say three-finger drag, what are you actually meaning when you say that, just for people who don't get it?
Your hand's kind of open and the crimp's kind of on that last little bit of your finger, and you don't have your pinky on. So that's what I would define as a three-finger drag.
Yeah, there we go. Well, she has to go again. So, time for Margarita to play on Boulder 1. She goes back, resets her 2 minutes, and this is her last chance to get a zone, and it's really important for her to at least get a zone here.
Yes, and I can imagine it's stressful knowing that everyone else has already gotten on the second problem you haven't even touched.
Yes, I get FOMO, I think. I just want to get on with it. Well, she has to focus on her own game here now. Pulls on. Has she made the adjustments? I didn't see her watching anyone, but she'll definitely have seen the video again. High left foot. Reaches over. This is where she struggled before, this flag move she did. And that's better with the foot. She's got it on the hold now, but it's slipping around.
Oh, maintains.
Oh.
Way to save that, yeah.
Okay, right foot on the crimp. She's at least got some points on the board now, so that's at least 10. Holds it, fighting hard. Looks up above her head. Checks again. The audience want this, the crowd want this. What can she do? Palming down.
She dropped her right foot before going up there. That's an interesting choice.
And I think time is going to be against her here. The fact she's not getting up and chalking up might suggest she's done with this. I mean, she has got time to go again, but you can see the fight in her head. Do I go? Do I not?
Yeah, 30 seconds might be enough if she gets the bottom dialed.
Yeah, she's going to pull on once more, I think. She's resting, though. 27 seconds. She's really leaving this last moment. Here we go. She can't make any mistakes in this moment. Up she goes. Holds the sloper, kicks over, but no. I think that shoulder power's gone. So, no send, but I said the zone was important. She's still in touch. It's okay. Okay, so she will leave. She will now return to the normal, normal rotation, just the rotation. It's funny how quickly you get used to a format.
Yeah. So it should be Agathe coming up next, or yes?
I think so. Yes. Yes. So Agathe runs in.
She's ready. Always full of energy, full of power. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Agathe.
So Agathe runs onto the mats down to the end. She is a powerful climber. She likes these steep overhangs. Fascinated to see what she deals with here. Again, she'd be one of those I'd sort of, with Jenya, I'd say that this is one of her boulders.
And she goes for the toe hand map method.
Yeah, good work on the crimps, eh? Out towards the left one.
2 fingers to
Two
match
finger
with the
drag.
heel. The 2-finger drag, yeah.
This is fast from Agathe, but we know really it's about the second half of this boulder. Look at that flexibility, though.
Oh, really gets her foot far over. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's toe hooking the end of that boulder. Heel hooks it, rocks in. That's awesome. Right. But she needs to get... I hope she doesn't just jump from here.
That looks almost comfortable on there.
It's a big hold, but it has to be super flexible with those hips to do this. Stands up into the position, just
almost loses it at the top.
Oh,
Secures the flash though.
yeah. I think her hamstring's all right there. She grabbed the back of her leg there.
Yeah, that looked like it used a lot of your hamstring to get all your hips over that big black hole that she was sitting on.
Yeah, I watched her earlier on actually stretch that hamstring. She was kind of sitting eating dinner or something and suddenly stretched it. So it might be a little bit of a problem, that injury, but we'll see. Let's see where she did it, because obviously she had to come from this position to stand up. Super concentrated to do this. Knees down and then standing up. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure through the hamstring. Hope it's okay. Maybe a bit. Oh, it was a neck actually. Look, she's holding a neck. I don't know what it was. Neck and then hamstring.
Little sigh of relief as well after topping that one.
All right, well, no, it's time to have a look at our next boulder, in fact. And again, the route setters talked me through this, so this is what they said. Boulder number 3, half slab, half bouncy moves. The route setters call it an electric boulder because of the stop-start sequences. There's some nasty crimps throughout this boulder and some awkward foot movements, but it's the final move launching up to a bag crimp that's going to prove nasty. So this is the boulder with the spins. Now, there's a few spins along the way if the athletes choose to do it. And this spin maneuver, I can't remember when we first saw it actually. What was it? Was it Innsbruck?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I think it was Innsbruck, but I probably got that highly wrong. But we first saw it, and then it's been at a lot of comps since. And I remember there being a flurry of Instagrams of everyone practicing the move, and you know.
Janja used it in a sport route as well, didn't she?
Yeah, we got put into a sport route, I think. Yeah. So it's kind of become a bit of a staple. If you can't spin on a slab, Frankie, what are you doing? What's going on? Evangelina is in touch with the podium here. She's done 2 out of 2.
That is a very blocked foot.
Horrible, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
See, route setters, I told you. She drops back down. This is the spin. You can see she's facing the wrong way. And the reason that foot's been blocked is to force this spin, because you can't do a foot swap easily anyway.
Yes, I applaud those setters. Very nicely done.
This is the kind of spin. You can do this faster than she's doing. She's choosing to do it very statically. No problem with that.
Ooh, she's going to have to flip her heel to the other direction, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, good spot. Yeah, she's going to have to sort of, bump that over, which she does now in this position.
Oh, nicely done.
But I tell you, it's taken her a whole minute to do this first move. I think that's our mics there on the wall. We can hear every movement. All right. She's only got 45 seconds, and there's another quite techie move here. Looks up, 36 seconds. That's the second of the spins.
Incredible, good precision on that.
She's on fire here tonight.
She really is.
29 seconds. Well, one move away, and it's kind of a pop to what isn't a bad crimp. It's okay up there if you can get it. And this will, I think, get her into a finals place, if she a final boulder place, I should say, if she can do this.
This is a committing move, though.
It is. She's got to hurry up. I think it's got to be a left hand, surely, and then jump. Yeah, that, and then go. 10 seconds. Come on, jump. Come on, let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's incredible from Evangelina.
Gets it done. Fantastic work for the Canadian athlete. She
I almost saw a smile on that face, too.
It creeped in. Great work. Wow, well, that could be our first finalist. We'll wait to see the scores, of course, at some point, but this was that spin. I liked how calm she was, because she did take a long time on that first spin.
She did. She got herself set up very nicely.
It was a whole minute to get into position. And
she must be happy with herself, though.
I think she really would. I mean, look, I've known her for, not known her personally, but I've known of her for a while. People have been sending me messages about her, saying, watch her, she's coming, and, you know, this could be her year. Coming from 2024 in the last comp into 25.
And 3 flashes, where some of the other athletes have fallen. Quite
impressive stuff. All right, Jenya, let's see how spinny you're feeling here as she runs on into the middle. So, full focus from Jenya. She'll want to climb on this final boulder. Ooh, but just misses the top, and that's a nasty one. I hate that feeling when you rip off a hold like that.
Yeah, and I think that puts Evangelina in the front there. Going with a double thumb.
Yeah, double thumbs up, the thundercling. Double thundercling. Right, she rotates through now. You can just see the difference. She's practiced those spins a lot in the build-up to the Olympics.
It looks like athletes want to go with their heel that way and then flip it later.
Yeah, full concentration here from Jenny. You can see like the maths ticking through her head, trying to work out the body position. All right, make sure of that left foot. Eyes up this next hold. It's a nasty one, blocked as well. Kicks in, saves it with that kick. So, eyes up the last hold now. Takes her time, jumps, gets it. Good work from Jenya.
She had more in the tank there, too. She could have jumped a full foot higher.
Oh, yes. And it's quite a scary jump that got a bit of a bad knee as well.
That is a big unwind.
Fair play to you. Well, she slightly limps off here. She is battling this injury. She has done for a while. Well, that should be. We'll get the results in a minute after this replay, just so we can have a check of who's going to be on that last boulder. Eased her way over. Was looking good at this point. This was the unwind. Full commitment from her. Launched it, latched it, matched it. Awesome.
They are so strong, it's very consistent. And from the next rotation.
All right, so according to this, Jenya with a 90.
Problem number 2.
Even Jelly, I don't know why I can't say her name today. It's doing my head in. 90 for her as well. A GAT 60, but she's got a boulder to come. So those would be our obvious top threes. Everyone else is really going to have to fight for it, having dropped points. But a GAT's certainly the favourite to take the last remaining spot, I would say. But Mao is going to have to fight hard here. She can still get big points if she tops this boulder out.
And she's jumping on number 2 again.
Yes, exactly. So we return to 2. So it's not over for Mao, but she is behind at this point. So here we go, wasting no time, running up to the first position. This is so fast from her as well. She just want to get stuck into the wrestle move at the end.
She has it memorized.
She does, doesn't she? I was watching her in quali. Her eyes were just glued to her phone watching videos like the whole way through. Trying to find the minutiae. Has she made the adjustments here now? This is good from Mao. Much, much better. Gets stood up into the final hole. Brilliant from Mao. Right, well, this is going to change the leaderboard. She's back in the fight. Okay, so Mao walks off with a strut in her step. Fantastic. Let's see what that's done to the scores, shall we? Are we going to see it? No, replay first of all. So, slap that top hold. Mentally, so good.
Yes, coming back from that first session and then just session flashing that one.
Yes. Flashing. Something like that. Making up words all over the shop. Well, let's see how it affected the scoreboard. Yes, 57 means she's right in touch with a gap, which is brilliant.
And Evangelina looks to be at the top because of that one fall from
Jenya. From Jenya, yes, so that's been adjusted. So, there we go. So Mao back in it, but still a little behind. Because of the way this is weighted, although it only looks like 3 points, when you consider it's 30 for a top, it doesn't really matter, you know?
Still a very close race.
Yeah. Right, let's see if the speed climber can continue this fairy tale here as she runs on. We know crimp power might not be her strength.
This is interesting with this format of 2 rounds of 2 minutes.
Here she goes into the crimps again.
Choosing that hand-toe match.
Holds it. Well done to hold it again, but I don't think she's got too many of those attempts in her.
That's a very powerful move.
It's a nasty crimp, that kind of sloping down, matches heel to hand. Oh, pushes in, that rubber really fighting for grip. No, she was low on the zone.
And it almost looked like she caught her finger on her heel.
Yes, how many times have you heel hooked your own fingers now?
Oh, too many, too many.
It does happen, doesn't it?
Can't even get a heel hook anymore.
It's the most annoying thing as well when you do it. You feel so stupid. Or I do anyway. Not which I'm saying she is stupid, I'm just pointing that out. But it's just one of those moves you're like, how did I manage that? And yet it happens all the time.
Yeah, it does.
All right, into position. Has she got any more crimp power? I don't know if she does, you know.
That is a very powerful move she's trying. Let's see if she tries something else or goes with it again.
I just don't think there's many ways through it. You know, I think this is the move. And you lose the toe, and no, she's done. I think have a
Great go from her, though.
Really
Incredible.
good go, yeah. And look, skin has got to be a factor in this as well, because we know how sharp the warm-up holds are. We know how sharp the quali holds were.
And all that dryness in the air.
Yeah.
I hope she has some skin for tomorrow.
Well, this is what I'm concerned about, yes. Well, we'll wait and see. So, Margarita's turn to fight on Boulder 2 again. Didn't top Boulder 1. Needs something here. But I think even if she gets it, it's going to leave her outside of that final boulder. We'll have to wait and see. Kazakhstan here. So it takes their time, eyeing up this run and jump. Ooh, no, bit of a slip. I hate running on mats.
Yeah, it can be difficult.
I feel this is my personal counselling session of what I can't do in climbing currently. But it is difficult. It's like a bit like running on sand, you know. It's really awkward. You can easily mess it up.
It's true. And the setters love to put the holds just out of your jumping range.
You are one of them, so don't even begin with me. Holds the crimp, wrestles her way in. She wants a high foot. It'd be better with a high left heel, but she managed to make it work. Matches, she's moving fast.
Oh, matches.
Come on. Outrageous match.
Oh, nicely done.
She's got the human flag down, hasn't she? Yeah. It's like a signature move here. Pushes left, fights her way into the press.
She's doing quite well on this.
Oh, can she do it?
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, she can.
It is.
Well, adjustments again made in that time off between the rounds. Great work from her. So she's smiling now as she leaves, and that will tweak the leaderboard a bit. We'll have to have a look. We'll see some replays first of all.
Only 2 attempts on that one. That's very good.
Yeah, and the first one more of a slip than an attempt, wasn't it?
Going into that 3-finger drag. Matched that next white crimp, which was something we haven't seen yet.
No, we have not. Work to hands up, flick that left toe over, pressing, pressing, pressing.
See those shoulders working overtime.
Creep to hand over the top. Great from her. All right, well, another top on Boulder 2. And a GAT is coming out. So a GAT onto the mats now, turns, has a look up. Look, she's 21. She's truly new school. These spins should be second nature by now, but let's see how she does it. Right foot on, drilling the toe into the sharp point of that hold. Super smooth so far. Just a palm to steady herself into the movement. All right, oh, bobbles it. It's gonna have to flick that foot, as we know. Egyptian in order to do it, and then get stood up. Facing the crowd. very low on that, somehow saved it. Fighting those fingers deeper into the hole.
Quite a small crimp.
Horrible, eh? Latches the top though, super smooth from her. Well, we will see the leaderboard after that, but I think that should be enough for that final boulder.
You said new school, 20, what's the age cutoff for new school?
Older than me, my friend. I don't really know. That's a good question, actually. I don't know, what do we call really new school? Because, I mean, parkour's pretty new school, but I don't know. Maybe Olympic cycles should be new school.
Once we got three move coordination, maybe.
That's new school,
yeah,
fair enough.
New school.
Someone should write a sort of a history of climbing and the age of the new school. Well, good work from Agat. Let's check this leaderboard then. So, Agat on top with 90. Evangela, oh my goodness, I can't say her name. And 90 as well in second place. Jenya in third with 89. That should be our top three, I think. But Mao, can she mathematically do it? I don't think so, no.
No.
So that's going to be our top three then. Evangelina, come on, man. I don't know why. My brain is melted in the desert. Please send help. Mao is coming.
After all the most difficult names.
I know, right? All right, so here we go.
Excited to see Mao on this one.
Yes, and regardless of whether it's possible or not, she will enjoy climbing because the setting here is world-class setting with world-class setters. It's such a good experience for everyone. And also for the Japanese team, as I always say, just that chance to sort of show the selectors, because next year, especially with the rule change, it's going to be a real fight for athletes to get in. So rotates beautifully through. Nice work from her.
Wow, if you look at the angle of her feet, they're almost pointing behind her in that like horse stance.
Yeah, you're right.
Incredible.
Really good ankle flexibility. This jump is blind though. Agat nearly fails. She doesn't. All right, Mao's a jump away from the top of this thing. Up she goes. Misses it by quite a way eventually. Just dropped out of her shot like a stone.
But we know that once she gets something dialed, she has it, so.
Good point. Yeah, very good point. 1 minute left, more than enough time. This first move is just silky smooth. Pushed underneath, gets nice and low with the center of gravity, drops into it. Yeah, you're right, look at those heels, wow.
I don't have that flexibility, but wow.
I didn't know it was a thing, to be honest with you. I've got to start stretching my ankles down. Right, onto the crimps. Eyes up the last hold, and again low on this.
30 seconds, going again.
Oh, she keeps going. I think it might have been smart to perhaps not climb, to be honest, with 20 seconds, but we'll see. 18 seconds. Maybe she's got time. Come on, 14, 12. Can we see a buzzer beater? Starts to flick. Up she goes, but no. Just lacking a bit of drive and power at the end.
Yeah. That leg power is really helpful.
It is, yeah, and we're seeing more and more of that in climbing competitions. You know, athletes need it.
Those speed climbers might have a good chance on that last move. Yeah.
Very good point, yeah.
Yeah, look at the angle on those ankles. Oh my goodness.
That's just disgusting.
I would break.
I'm breaking watching it. Yeah, just a couple of inches short on it.
Fingertips.
Yeah, and a bit of a shake of her head as well. Interesting stuff then as we reset here.
I think she knows she can get it.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, she's so confident in her own abilities. All right, Agnese waits in the wings. Let's see. If she can do the spin move, I think you're right. I would back her to do this jump at the top. So here we go again. Let's see what this boulder has in store for us. Up she goes, that right foot digging in. But this spin, again, it's just not something as a speed climber that you're going to practice very often, I would imagine.
360s up the speed wall.
Yeah, I mean, now I want to see that, obviously, but...
I just want to see the dual techs, no techs.
There's many things we suggested, frankly, tonight here, which we'll see if they listen. They should, we're experts. But she's done the spin really well. Well done, right. Toe down. She's turning, she's still got to flick that toe, though, to face the opposite way somehow. She'll get a palm in to try to do that. now does, great. Eyeing up this jump now. Kind of blind around the corner, you've got to spin into it. Oh, nearly fell, bit of a wobble. Up she comes, yes, right. Let's see Noah, are you a genius at predicting things here? Can she get this jump? She's certainly got the height for it. Actually, we know she's got the power for it. Just, oh.
Beautifully done.
I ran out of words, I just went, but that was amazing.
By her fingertips.
Literal fingertips, eh? Yeah. Brilliant stuff from her. And the crowd enjoying it as well. That's her speed climbing peeps. This was the spin around. Drop down, put that left foot up, back into the position that Mal started in, remember?
Wow, really has to reel that back in.
Yeah. She's got some finger strength to pull on, clearly, look at that. Good prediction as well, though, well done. Well called. There we go, she leaves the stage. Right, it's not long to go now, Margarita's turn. Coming off the back of that fantastic Boulder 2 that she got done on her second 2-minute slot.
That was really very impressive.
So it was. Well, the lights go green. You can see the clocks there on the screen, so the athletes keep an eye on it as well. Figuring this out now. Tense stuff as the DJ just ramps up that tension in the atmosphere.
This will run and jump to start this problem number 3.
Right toe in, starts the turn. Real smooth work, although she needs to find the jib, not the sloper. Creeps it down, inches to go, makes contact.
Ballerina on that one, just the tip.
She's gonna have to work her way of turning it still. Does, there we go. I really want to try this boulder. it's going to be up tomorrow.
I don't think I have a chance on that thing.
No, my ankles just don't do that. Up she comes, but she was low.
Oh, she hits her head.
I don't know where she hit her head. Or shoulder, I think she hits, actually, yeah.
You are quite close to the wall.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, you've got to remember, it is overhanging that a little bit as well, so yes.
15 degrees, I think. Yeah.
And it's easy to forget that from that front camera angle, makes it look flat. Let's have a look and see if we can see it. Now, this is the finger. She'd hit it just before that. Yeah, definitely that shoulder pushed her off the wall. She goes again, 35 seconds, not a lot of time here. And it took her quite a long time to make this spin. Dances the feet down. She's just looking to slide it into position, but she's not in the best. Oh, well, there we go, fair enough.
Some new beta.
No, 14 seconds. She's going to get timed out here.
It's the zone.
6, maybe not. She's going to have to fly in, though. Started to rush at the very end, as she had to rush in, 4 seconds left. Well, she will go again.
I think she found her beta through that, though. Next time around, getting to the jump should be within her ability.
Yeah, exactly. Well, drops that foot down onto the hold. Oh, really popped off it. And I wonder if this is the shoulder attempt. No, this is when she got it, but the time was against her. Watch the feet, right foot goes, but I think it was more the clock that made her slip than anything else. Okay, so time for Mal to go again then. Margarita will be back trying to take a breather in her time. Mal takes a big breath, runs onto the stage. Now, she has to work on the jump here. Had the spin down with that crazy ankle flexibility, but it was the jump that she struggled with. So this is as smooth as we'd expect it to be.
You can see after some try, this is way more efficient to go to this position.
Into the yellow hold.
She makes it look so easy.
That's right, eyeing up the top. She's so good. Look at that. She's amazed by her. She's brilliant at making those adjustments in the 2 minutes. Awesome stuff. I mean, she was as shocked as everyone was.
She got it handily, though.
Yeah, so she gained a foot in jump. Unbelievable. I'm going to have to see a replay of that to work out how it happened. Right, let's see. So she came in here, all good. I was setting myself up to prepare you for another go. And look at that, easy. Look at her face afterwards. Like, wow.
She was very surprised by that.
See,
that was awesome.
That's why she makes me excited to climb, is that feeling, you know. I want to go and have that feeling. Brilliant stuff. Well, I think we're going to check the leaderboard just to make sure of things here, just to make sure nothing has changed from what we thought it was going to be. Yes, so Mao is close but not quite in that top 3, and Margarita will climb again, but she can't make it. So we know our final 3 then. It'll be Genya, Evangelina and Agat to fight it out on the last boulder. Exciting stuff for the podium spots here. But what a fight from Mao. Impressive from her. So Margarita is ready now. This is going to be not for a podium place, but for positioning for sure. Let's see.
For the send.
For the send. I like that. Good way to describe it. Yes, it is athlete against the wall at the end of the day. Sort of. I mean, you want to beat each other, right, as well?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Beat the wall and beat your fellow athlete. Let's have it all. Up she goes into the starting position. Let's see if she hasn't had a lot of time to make those adjustments. Mao had longer to think about it.
I like her beta through here. Looks very nice.
Come on, come on.
All right, spinning in. Finds the right foot just about, brings the left in. Right. Now, last time she had to rush, she doesn't have to this time. Oh, but she's low on the jump.
Looked like a little bit of leg power on that one.
Yeah. Oh, the chalk bag has gone off, though, so it's business time.
A little bit lighter.
Exactly. All right, so here we go. What could be her last attempt here with a minute to go? You see the scrape. I think that's where she bashed that shoulder into the wall. Into position then, right foot on.
You know, it's the same with the Boulder Bros, right? Yeah, when you want to send, you take your shirt off.
Yes,
yeah.
I've been criticised for that, frankly. I keep pointing out to people it's the extra 10%, but no one will believe me. Up she goes, here we go. Has she found some more power in those legs? Drive her way towards the last hold. Sets herself, no, not this time.
She may have time. She jumps on.
She may. Has she got the motivation, though? She thought about it. Yeah, she does want to go again. Let's see how close she was here. Great angle here. Not bad. An inch off it. But 12 seconds, no. Time is against her here.
Oh, she's moving.
She has to. 8 seconds. No. Okay, well, fair play, Margarita. What a fight you did throughout that final. Loved it. Yeah, and I think proud is the word to describe that face. Awesome stuff. Jumping in, flicking down. A good fight all the way.
Very good fight. I have to know, Matt, do you wear a beanie too when you go shirtless?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You have to. I mean, how else do you stay warm?
Green one, right? Yeah, green.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not stupid.
Just like D. Woods back in the day, yeah.
Amazing. Right, well, I've got the giggles now. Our drone is picking up our campsites here as we wait for...
Look at that backdrop, man.
It's
That's
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's just stunning. Yeah, it's kind of nestled in the rocks this year. We moved location kind of a couple of 100 meters to the left, and I like it better, actually, than last year. Right, Noah, let's have a look at the highlights, shall we? We've had 3 great boulders so far, but of course we're going to lose 3 of our athletes. So let's find out the story so far. It all started off on this slab, and this lady here, Evangelina, great work. Looks a bit shaky, a bit nervous to start with, but quickly settled in. Jumped down on that, and Genya followed. The slab queen made quick work of this move, easily into the top with those thumbs in underneath to match. And who are we going to see next here? It's the lady with the best smile in the business, Mao, making the top perfectly. She started off strong, but did go a little bit downhill after the first few climbs. Margarita, though, oh, she had to work at it. This human flag, stuck it a few times and did eventually, but in the first 2 minutes, it wasn't enough. And Agat, super smooth here tonight. The Ice Queen, it looks like, making easy matches on this boulder. And a big smile as well. But we continued on Boulder 2. Another flash for this lady. Awesome stuff from Team Canada coming down. And at this point, we start to talk about her maybe making it through to the final boulder. Jenya had to wrestle a little bit more, but made the long stretch up. And a big smile as she finished off that boulder in some style. Fantastic work from Jenya, trying to defend her championship from last year. Mao, meanwhile, took a while, made the adjustments, got it done. In that break, came down and was very happy with her performance on this. Agnese wrestled her way through the crimps, but the last move sent her back down to the mats, just overbalancing. Margarita found some inches in her stretch, no pop, just elongated herself into that hold, throwing her back on the way down. I think she did literally maybe dislocate some vertebrae.
Yeah.
But Agat, no hesitation.
Getting beat up on this one. On this hold.
That's brutal for all the athletes. Yeah, I mean, she was holding her neck and hamstring. We forgot about that, but she seemed to be all right on boulder number 3. And what a launch.
Incredible finish.
Yeah, Evangelina, super good. Really one to watch on this final boulder. And Jenya as well. Got the new school spin. Easily launched to that committing top final hold. And quick work to get into our last 3. And finally, Agat nearly missed that finger hold, but beautifully jumped there, floated the feet back into the wall, and we will see her climb again as well.
So it's Evangelina versus 2 very experienced climbers.
Yes, it is indeed. It's going to be all to play for. Agnese, we're going to have to say goodbye to her, but amazing top, and Mao as well. Did it on her second attempt. Super shocked, but awesome to finish that boulder off like that. Well, we know our final 3. We've now seen the journey of how they got there, and for the last time in the NEOM Masters competition, it's time for the final boulder. Signing shirts between rounds. Oh no, not between, we're done, aren't we? Agnese is under some signature duty there. Well, let's watch once more Boulder 4, shall we? Let's see what Seth has told me.
Boulder number 4, the hardest of the lot. Dynamic physical moves. You start off on crimps, launch left to a sloper-ish hold, onto a jug, but it's the next move you need rock-hard fingers for. Up to a blocked crimp off a bad left foot, and then of course you've got to top the thing out. Whoever does well on this is going to get on the top of the podium.
Well, it's all to play for on Boulder 4, as we know. It's a fight to the top of the podium here.
Are you ready now to make some noise?
Agnese's going to come out. I'm sorry, being told I said 3. All right. Top. Sorry, I've been told 5 are going through onto this last one.
Okay, same as the men then.
Same as the men, yeah, exactly. So there we go. So we will see 5. Fair enough. Gives us more climbing time. So up towards the sloper. This is the jug, so a lot to play for here. So that means Mao is easily in the running then for this one as well. So don't count anyone out at this stage.
Looks like you have to keep that momentum through that move, but that hold is very slopey.
Yes, it is indeed. Super hard hit. All right, so looks up, flies right, hits left. And the setters in the video made this just look like one fluid movement, but you've really got to pull on it.
Probably tried it very many times to make it look that fluid.
Yes, exactly. All right, well, Agnese going again, back to this starting crimp hold, up towards the left.
Ooh, just touching it with her left hand, almost getting it.
Yeah, she's coming close.
Already down to 30 seconds. It's incredible how quickly that timer moves.
It does go quickly, doesn't it? Right, left. Missed the jug, though, with that left hand. Agnese having to dig really deep here on this final boulder. Back into the starting position, holds this crimp. This slope is a nasty hold. It's angled down. And yeah, frustration from her. She doesn't have any answers at this stage. She'll go again just to sort of test it out, which is smart.
Wow, difficult first move on this problem.
Yes, it was. Well, this is meant to be the tester, and you can see the athletes gathering. They'll watch each other on this final boulder now.
And look who we have now on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Our brusher, please round of applause for the volunteers.
So the brushers just getting a round of applause, as they should. Been doing sterling work here in the desert. Okay, next up, Mao. She's in touch in terms of points here. That last jump was pretty important. Can she put it all together for this last climb?
Yeah, the leg power will be very important on this move.
Yeah. Yeah, and we saw that she has got it in her to do those kind of jumps, so she just needs to make everything click right now. Into the starting hold. Hits the crimp. A little adjustment there with the right foot. Flows the right. It's a big move, that.
It's very big. Getting that right foot up higher on that hold, that looked promising.
Yes, it did. Well, she stands under what really is an enormous, very impressive boulder here. Try the match.
Little paddle through there.
Fascinating stuff. We saw for the men yesterday, it took everyone quite a few attempts to get the last boulder done. It really stepped up in difficulty here as well.
That was a show, that last one.
Yes, it was. That's close.
Almost hitting that hold.
Maybe the paddle will work.
That was close.
Put some liquid chalk on. Time ticking towards the 1 minute mark, though.
Alima, 1 minute left.
So, hits the left hand, throws into the pocket, slaps left, but misses the jug.
Still has time for one more attempt.
Yeah, at least one more. I mean, look, we've seen Mal do this quite a few times in this comp already. This sort of learn it, go away, think about it, and then execute. It's much closer.
One end in, but she cannot be rewarded.
You can see the other athletes watching, learning, trying to get some tips here.
Come on, Mal, come on, NEOM. Okay, 20 seconds.
All right, with
left.
20 seconds, I think she's going to keep on going here. Jenya's waiting in the background. That's backstage, preparing herself for her round.
I don't know if it's a good strategy or not, but I'm not climbing. I'm just watching
And I
this.
think Mao might be done now. Yeah, so she's going to go to the edge of the mats and watch.
Must be tired from that many attempts. That was quite a few.
Yeah, exactly. She really kept flinging herself at that boulder. Her skin is going to be going, but she won't care on the final climb, of course.
No speed climbing tomorrow.
No speed climb. We never know. I mean, hey, we've had speed climbers Boulder. Let's have some Boulder speed climbing. Another great suggestion from us in the commentary box, I think.
Well, they'll be asking for the commentators next.
Yes, well, I mean, look, if they want me to do it, I can embarrass myself on TV, absolutely.
What's your best time on the speed wall bat?
You know, someone asked me this the other day, and I honestly can't remember. I did it with Will Bosey way back when he was training for the Olympic. I think it was like 17 seconds.
That's not bad.
It's all, look, you're going to never do it. It's all right, but it's still pretty rubbish. It's hard. So, Jenya with 89 points in the running here for a podium spot. Comes up into the sloper, hits the left. Closer on her first attempt. Such an interesting boulder, this. It's really, and there's, of course, a big move to a block crimp to come once you've got that jump.
It'll be a showstopper once they hit it.
Yeah, the crowd's going to go crazy for it. And there's quite a big crowd here in the audience tonight. There's some local Saudi climbers who have come in from the area. And, of course, everyone else from the campus come. You might as well. There's not much else to do.
No.
Especially when there's a comp this good right next to your tent.
Why not?
So
and you can see just how slopey that is just from her brushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Goodness.
Yeah, the angle of it. So having a think here. Minute on the clock. No one getting close so far.
Come on now, let's go again with winner and governors.
Paddling
like Mao on that attempt.
Exactly. Maybe Mao's way. I think Mao will be sitting there sort of feeling justified for that move on the side, you know, thinking like maybe this is the way, I'm going to go again.
It's the closest we've seen.
So Jenya goes up again, hits the crimp, looks around the corner. Nearly stopped and then sort of carried on continuing, but really took the pace out of it, which I think is actually quite smart.
Yeah, tried to slow it down.
Yeah, and then regenerate the momentum into the next one. 14 seconds. This will be more of a sighter for her. She won't have time to top it, so she will go again later. Closer. And disappointment from her, slapping the mats. She has to go to the edge as well. The athletes are really going to keep us waiting on this one. Bit of a nail-biting finish.
I wonder if they're talking about the beta over there on the side.
So Jenya will go and sit on the pads here. This was Jenya having a look, flinging around, missing that left hand.
One of the youngest at the start of this competition. She's only 18 years old.
Yeah, so probably the closest attempt we've seen.
Come on, guys. Shani needs you as well, guys. Come on, come on.
Evangelina is up next. She's been super impressive so far. Let's see if she can do it. Yeah, you've got to say there was definitely some nerves at the start, but boy, she warmed up and into this competition.
She has.
That gold chalk bag, can she make it a gold medal? If she sends this now, it is going to put a frightener on all the other athletes, I tell you.
That is the truth.
So here we go. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Hello.
That's quite a toe hook.
That really is. I would have loved it if that had worked as well. Can you imagine? What do you do with the rest of the athletes if a toe hook? Do you go and try it? Maybe. Maybe Mao's sitting there thinking, I'm going to toe hook that.
Yeah.
That's mine.
You'd have to be an expert in toe hooks for that move.
Oh, you would. Well, Agat is waiting, the final athlete on that boulder. Little smile to our camera here. She's trying to dry that liquid chalk. Evangelina comes back on. Fires out. Yeah, I just think there's only one way to do this. You know, it's that.
Yeah. Everyone's looking about the same on this boulder.
Yeah, no one rising up yet. Right, finds the right foot. Right, left. Left foot just...
I think she has that power. She has that.
I agree. I think she just needs to snap that left hand in, and she could be good here. Jenya's looking focused over. Mao, I think Mao's still looking at her phone. Looking at those beta videos. Right, now she looks like she's kind of slightly overthought this at this point, or maybe needs to rest a little. Evangelina checks the clock, 23 seconds, enough time. Yeah, I'm impressed that she slowed herself down here. Went for the paddle method.
Looked like she stalled enough on that. Ooh, just got to move that hand over quickly.
Okay, so no go. One final athlete. Can Agat step up to the mark now? Evangelina will run over to the edge, join the others on the beanbags. Let's see how that is a terrible hold. Great angle to show how awful it is. Real slopey thing.
It's a skin stealer.
Yes. All right, well, one final athlete. Agat out next. We saw her warming up. We saw her getting ready. I can just see her in the background there. She steps into the lights now. Agat is on. I know Manu's down in the coaches area. I keep hearing his voice shouting up. So here we go. 1 minute 52 on the clock for Agat. commits to this right foot. Oh, that was close.
Oh.
That really was close.
Closest we've seen. I think she has that next try.
Yes.
It's not over after that, though.
No, exactly. Everyone else got their 2 minutes to come. Oh. You know it's close when you have a fall like that, because your fingers have held right to the very last second. It just snaps you down. Oh, another nasty fall. I hope she's all right there. It's got to be really close. I don't know how you climbers do it, but you always seem to land not in your faces, which amazes me.
I don't know. I've seen a few face landings.
Agnesi gets herself ready. Jumper off as she gets prepared with a minute to go. There goes Agat. She's had 2 close attempts. Can she make it this time? No. And maybe nerves kicking in terms of the big fall there and not enjoying her left wrist.
You have so much momentum from that movement. You kind of go completely sideways, Supermaning that move.
Yeah, great description. So here we go. What might be her final time before she rests that wrist a little. Different method, really not. I think it might be skin more than wrist, maybe. I think she slid down the lip of that left hold.
Yeah, if you've ever climbed on such textured holds, you'll know how tender your fingers get.
Oh, yeah. That's sandpaper. She's getting further away here. Right, I think Agat needs to reset. No, forget that. She'll go again. That's interesting as a decision. That was closer, though. Maybe she has learned something. Okay, well, she walks back, collects her chalk. Agnesi is waiting on the left.
Closest person to come to that move.
Easily, eh?
I think after a rest, she might be able to pull it out.
Yeah, she keeps looking at that skin, though. Yeah, I definitely think it was skin, so I wonder if she tapes it. What she's going to do here. Oh, she goes and has a sit down and a bit of a rest. And we reset and go again. Last rotation on the final boulder. This is, remember, to decide podium places here. Agnesi has been waiting for quite a while without that jumper on, hopefully not getting too cold as she runs on now. So, final 2 minutes for our speed climber turned boulderer here today. 2 tops, 1 zone on her way to 69 points. She's going for this paddle method.
Yeah, it looks like both methods have gotten people pretty close to that hold.
Yes, exactly. Well, minute 32 left on the clock here. What can she find? She's just got to unlock something. Something a little bit different out there on the mats. As you can see at the bottom right, this is run 2 of 2. Her final chance here. Not getting any closer. And as every athlete has, looking at that skin that's gradually being left on the wall.
My skin's bleeding from looking at that hold.
Up she goes again.
Oh, very close on that move.
She looks exhausted, though. There's some really physical boulders in this set.
This is your moment right now, guys.
Genya keeping warm. She'll be up soon. Mao, though, is ready to go. It's like she's just to go now, straight away. Doesn't want to wait. Agnesi pulls on, eyes locked on the sloper. Much better, but still can't quite get it.
I like that the climbers can sit with each other and look at the problems as they work them together. Kind of brings that community vibe back into the competition.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she goes, not getting it done this time. That was how close, though. That right sloper, super nasty. No one getting close, apart from Agat, who then started to go backwards after those first 2 goes. Mao is waiting. She stood up. She has a look, waiting for her face to appear on that giant wall. That's got to be such a weird feeling, eh? So, here we go. Mao's final time. Brings the right foot up into the crimp.
Coming very close with that paddle method.
Her ability to learn is incredible. There is Sota Amagasa, who was competing last night, filming everything, cheering along.
He was bopping to that music.
Yes, he was. All right, so Mao will put some chalk on. I would imagine she won't give it too many goes this. I think it's way more sapping of strength than it looks. Sota's being encouraged by the MC there to cheer louder at the bottom. Mao goes with a paddle, not quite. All right, so the brushing comes into play as we hit the 1 minute mark, making sure everything is clean now.
They were brushing right up until the last second on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Got to clean that off. 40 seconds, everyone. So much encouragement from the crowd here. It's great to see. Right, last chance, Mao. 22 seconds on the clock. No, has she called it? Not yet. You can see the face of Genya there. It says it all, really. No, Mao is done. She says goodbye, but what a performance throughout this competition from her. Her ability to come back in the second 2 minutes was brilliant.
She took us on a roller coaster this comp.
Exactly that. Thank you, Mao. You've caused me a few heart attacks along the way, but she's happy, whatever. I think she's saying, go on, Genya, to Genya. So, game time for Genya. She refocuses on the wall now after that smile.
Now you're ready to welcome our third athletes ready to fight in problem 4.
So Mao quickly runs back over there. All right, let's have a look at the leaderboard because things have changed around just a little bit here. So Agat now on 90 still. Evangelina in second still with 90. Genya 89. Mao on 84. Agnese on 69. And Margarita out, but on 45. So that's our top 5. Top 3, they're all about to climb. So it's going to be fascinating now. It really is a straight fight between these final 3. Exciting stuff. Here comes Genya then. Whoever can do the best here, whoever can get a top.
And a zone might actually make a difference here.
Exactly, yeah. Just points might bring you up to the top spot. So don't look away for a second if you're watching at home. This is vital stuff. Genya getting encouraged. Oh, close. You can hear the sound as she hit that left hand.
Skin. That's the sound of skin.
Yes, but it's the sound of almost success as well.
True, true.
Oh, she's close. So Genya with her game face on, blows that excess chalk off her fingers, looks up, hits the crimp. Flies into the zone, that was better. And a little punch of the ground in frustration. Agat is just trying to figure out, you can see the calculations going on. She's the closest still.
Yeah, she locked that twice.
Deep breaths for Genya now. The defending champion wants another gold medal here. That was much better. She was really far on the right-hand side of that pocket.
She was. It's looking more powerful, a little bit more flowy on that move.
Yeah. Evangelina knows. I mean, I think we're locked in for our top 3, aren't we? So those 3 all got medals. So I think the smile's coming out here. Genya wants a gold one, though, and a much bigger fall, and that is a nasty one. She committed everything to that. Hit with a thwack down onto the pads. And no, I think it has unsettled her a little bit, that fall. And no, she's going to give it up on that one. 10 seconds, gave it everything on the penultimate go. So she will leave. And off she goes. All right. Well, we'll have to wait and see now. That was the hard fall she had before resetting things.
Okay, we still have 2 climbers to fight for this last problem.
So, Evangelina runs on. Her final chance.
But she secured a second or first place, second place.
Yes.
As of this moment.
All right, flicks that hand over to the left.
So she's fighting for a gold here.
Exactly that. Can she make it a gold? Wow. 18 years old. Battling in a finals. This is a big moment for her.
I don't have a gold.
Me neither. Me neither.
Trying some different beta there, matching on the left hand, popping out with the right.
All right, going again. She's got plenty of time. 1 minute 20 to get this boulder done. Hits the left crimp.
Ooh, looking very good on that attempt.
Exactly. All right, looks right. Looks at the scoreboard. 57 seconds on the clock. Hits the crimp. Someone get this done. Come on, no, going backwards now. Such an awkward angle. You're jumping through an overhang. You're getting pushed back all the time. It's blind and it's a slopey hold. We've got a lot to deal with.
Yeah, your momentum kind of carries you out, but you have to be traveling sideways too.
Yes. Defying physics, basically. That's all we've got to do, the easy stuff. Shaking the hand here. 30 seconds on the clock for her competition. Sloper misses and not finding a solution at the moment. Agat is getting herself ready. Liquid chalk being dried. She's hyped for this, you can see. That's better, but 10 seconds is not going to be enough time. Maybe she could get a zone, possibly, but I don't think so. No, okay. 2-1, she's going right to the very end. The buzzer goes, no go. Frustration, but a medal, and that is a massive achievement for her as she runs off towards the edge. Looking down at her skin, as everyone has done. Fist bumps there from Mal.
You can tell she's psyched.
She should be. What a performance here tonight.
Happy to have this second place of this ranking. But if you want to see this problem solved, guys, this is our very last chance. Are you ready now?
All right, well, Agat, I'm being told by the voice in my ears, has taken this competition. This is a victory lap for her. She will walk away with the gold medal. And let's see what she could do on this boulder. I would love to see a top. I'd love to see a zone, and she's more than capable of this.
She hit it twice decently on her first session, so let's see what she can do.
Exactly. All right, so our gold medalist is going to put on a victory lap, hopefully for us here. Gets herself set. Yes! Oh, I thought she'd lost it at the very last moment here. Right, let's refocus. She's still got a block crimp, hits it on full extension, gets the right hand up. She's going to find the top. What a way to finish things off and cement that gold medal. Way out in front is Agat Calais winning here at NEOM. And we're going to give it away because that is a double for France. Manu Cornu taking gold last night. Agat taking gold tonight. I think she's looking for Manu out in the crowd somewhere. Team France, once again, just showing the world what they're made of. Awesome stuff.
Wow, I think you were about to suspense.
A big hug from Mao. Wow, Noah, what a way to end.
That was a shocking finish.
Some noise for
Very exciting.
Very, very exciting. Brilliant stuff. We knew she had it in her. She needed a bit of a rest. She took that time. I think cleared up some of the blood from that left hand, and what a way to finish things off. Well, flower ceremony, interviews and podium to come, so please don't go anywhere, because I don't know about you guys at home, but I want to hear from our winner here tonight as we watch her fling her way over towards the left. Great stuff, big boost up with the left hand onto the crimp. Made the adjustment with the feet and up to the top hold. Brilliant stuff. Right, well, Noah, look, we're going to say goodbye to you. Thank you so, so much for joining me in the commentary box. Pleasure to hear from you, and I hope to see you at more World Cups in the future.
Thanks, Matt. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you, my friend. See you later, and good luck. Well, there we go. Thank you to Noah, part of Team Guam, the coach, athlete, route setter, gym owner. He's done it all. Check out his Instagram, please, and go and give him a little follow, because thank you for your help here tonight. Well, what a way to finish things off here in NEOM. But of course, we're not finished in terms of the climbing. We have speed tomorrow, taking place in the evening time when the temperature's cool. Zhenya Kazbekova couldn't defend her title this time, but it was a great performance from the Ukrainian athlete. Coming in third. Evangelina, though, silver medal for her. She's been coming for a while from the junior circuit. She makes a splash on the senior scene, and she's coming on holding what looks like a pretty bloody wrist there, or fingers. Taking a battering from the wall here. And finally, Agathe Calais was impressive throughout qualifying. She was dominant in finals, the only one to get the last boulder done. And she is on the top spot of the podium here in NEOM, making a double gold for Team France.
Congratulations to everybody. Let's stay together. Let's stay together for the medal ceremony just after this.
So, podiums and interviews to come. A reminder of the leaderboards. Agathe 114 leads the way over Evangelina in second with 90, and then just 1 point behind Zhenya Kazbekova in 89. Mao was close on 84. Agnese, the speed climber, 69. Brilliant fifth position from her. Margarita gave it her all on the wall. 45, atop and 2 zones along the way. That is our scoreboard. And do remember, speed tomorrow. We change our focus. From bouldering to speed, the fastest athletes, and literally the fastest athletes in the world. We've got Sam Watson here, the world record holder. Alexander Miroslav, the other world record holder, not here. The Olympic champion for the men also here, so it's going to be a great competition. That will come tomorrow evening, and you can go back and watch all of the action from the men's competition on YouTube and the Olympic channel. Free to watch as well, I think. So you can see the qualifying rounds and, of course, the finals if you might have missed it from yesterday. That's our podium being set up and our camera team. Let's see how the athletes did it then. Agathe especially. Great performances throughout all the boulders, and every boulder in a different style. You've got to be well-rounded in order to do all of these climbs. And she did it in some style, it's got to be said. Smooth climbing throughout. And Agathe finishes off 2024 with a bang. Watch out for her next season. And what a season it is, by the way, on the IFSC circuit. I'm pretty sure that the dates have been released now, and it's a packed circuit, I tell you. It's going to be fantastic fun, travelling all around the world once again, and a few new countries. And Agathe here pressing her face against the wall on that jumping boulder in the middle of the wall. 15 degrees overhanging. Sounds like not a lot, but it's a big ask when you're being pushed and forced to jump up to that last top hold. Well, the interview is being prepared. We're going to hear from our podium finishers here. As you can see, being prepped on the speed wall. Let's go to our interview, shall we?
And here we are with Evangelina Greg. I hope you have a good time. We just finished the final right now. How do you feel right now?
Oh, I feel good. The climbs were really fun. Yeah, it was a super cool comp.
It's your first medal on the international scene. How do you feel and ready to compete again?
Oh, yes. I'm excited to continue to do more comps. Hopefully come back to this one next year.
It was amazing to have you tonight. Congratulations for your amazing climb and see you later. Bye.
Well, thank you very much. And I think we're going to have another interview pretty much straight away as we come down to the front. Yes, we've found Genia.
Good evening, Evgenia Kazbekova. You were the winner last year. You were again now on the podium of this NEOM IFSC Masters 2024. How did you enjoy the last 4 problems of today?
It was really fun. The last boulder was, I guess, the trickiest one of all. I wish the boulders would be a little bit harder, but it was fun after all.
Always good to compete in front of this amazing crowd tonight.
Yeah, it was really great. You guys were very supportive.
Thank you very much, Evgenia. It was a pleasure to have you again for this edition. Can't wait for the next one.
Thank you to Genia. Silver place for her. Fantastic. But the lady of the hour is Agathe. I could see her running across the stage now, getting ready for the interview. Yes, so let's hear from Agathe, shall we?
Agathe Callier, gold medalist, winner of this edition. You were on the podium last year. You took your revenge tonight in final. You're the only one who did these 4 problems. How did it go?
I knew that the last problem was really like my style, so I really wanted to do it. So in the second session, I really went for it, and it was really nice to finally do it.
Just a quick one about this format. This is 2 times 2 minutes of climbing. Does it change a lot the strategy when you go into this final round?
Yes, it does change a lot the strategy, because also we can see the other climbers climbing, so it's more stressful because you know what they are doing in the boulders, so you know that you don't have to fall. And having 2 sessions makes you, like, for example, for the last boulder I could rest before going to the, like, my second session, so that's why I did it, because maybe if I had only 4 minutes I wouldn't have done it.
It was amazing to see you tonight again. Thank you very much, Agathe. Can't wait to see you climb again. Thank you.
Well, there we go. Thank you to all our podium finishers. All which is left now is the podium itself. Gold, silver and bronze being given away. Now let's have a look. We were talking about Agathe on that final boulder. She said the rest did her good. It was her style, and boy, was it. This was the latch. And wild swing it around, but somehow she managed to hold it up to the block crimp. But look at this. One arm holding it, hips, legs, feet, everything above her head. Somehow held the swing, drove that left foot into the sloper to steady and stop the momentum. And then from then, he still had to do a big move, a launch up towards a blocked crimp above her head. There she is, hitting it, fully stretched out, managed to get those fingers into a crimp. And from there, it was just another power move up to what is a good hold. And it was her boulder on the night. And Agathe going from strength to strength this season, showing us once again why 2025 might be a year to watch out for her and Team France generally. Her and Manu making it the double in terms of golds here this evening. Now those cliffs in the background, I know a lot of people have been asking about whether they're climbable. Not those ones, they're a bit crumbly, fally downy, but there is some crags nearby that were bolted last year for the local climbers, and local climbers have been coming in to watch this competition from the surrounding cities and areas. So great to share this experience with them. And of course, NEOM is part of a multi-sport event. We've had triathlon, 3x3 basketball, all types of things going on throughout the week. So if you're interested in finding out more, again, you can find out all the information on the NEOM websites and the Olympic channel to show off the sports. And in terms of facilities, well, it's been pretty wonderful. You can see now appearing on the right of your screen the fire pit. That's where everyone gathers in the evening. There's a big screen to show movies. We've had talks from Red Bull athletes and motivational speakers. And also a rather big food tent, which is incredibly difficult not to eat all the food because it is delicious. I'm not running enough, getting fat here, but it is great. So yes, lots of facilities for everyone to enjoy. And the tents, of course, down on the right-hand side. Glamping in the extreme. Not what you'd normally expect from a tent situation. Much, much better. Well, there our podium has been constructed underneath the speed wall. And just a reminder once more, speed tomorrow evening. Qualifying first of all. And the athletes who managed to get through, of course, it's a race against the clock. Will then race against each other. And to try to get to the small final and big final, small final for bronze and fourth. Big final for gold and silver. Well, podium times as the women come out onto the stage to receive their medals, and of course we'll have our photos and wind things up, and just once again confirmation of our top three.
Now, please stand if you're able to for the national anthems of France.
I think they thought it was photos first, but national anthem time. Well, the national anthem finishes, and the athletes will gather now on the top spot. Lovely moment there when they tried to take the photos early.
Here, it one more time for our NEOM IFSC Masters 2024.
Well, congratulations to all the athletes and everyone who competed, in fact, from earlier on. 15 women making the journey out here to fight it out for a spot on that podium, but just 3 could make it, of course. So congratulations to them. Final photos. In fact, everyone comes out. Celebrating together on the stage, which is great to see, as for one last time we see our stadium lit up And what a light show it is, the surrounding rocks. Decorated by our talented team here working hard. Well, tomorrow we will be back for speed climbing, the fastest athletes in the world pitting themselves against the wall and each other. I can't wait. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening, everyone. Good night.